Hello, my friends, and welcome to my channel, Maine's Mind. Today I am going to try my hand at a spoil-free review. I'm not going to tell you anything that isn't already written here online under the Audible description, okay? So the book we are going to review today is called Sandman by Neil Gaiman and Dirk. Now, Neil Gaiman is the same author for the American Gods TV series. The American Gods series was a very interesting TV show. So when I seen that he had a book called Sandman, I was interested. It piqued my interest to say the least. So, I mean, because I like those kind of books that cover, fantasy fiction, make believe, gods, plural, stuff like that. So when I started listening to this book originally, it kind of was a little uncomfortable. I'm used to audiobooks that have a single reader, maybe two at most, where they change their voice to match the character. And this book was a whole-on production with multiple characters, different people playing different characters, the voices changing. So at first it took a little while to get used to it. Once I got used to it, then it was kind of like listening to a movie, only with more descriptions. So it wasn't just like hearing the sounds, they would say, and then he hit her, or something like that. That's just an example, not in the book. But you would have those descriptions of the reactions too, so you could actually form the image in your mind of what was going on. So this was a really good book once I started getting into it. It took a minute, like I said, but once I started getting into it, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was to the point that I had it playing in the background and my kids would walk in, "Are you watching a movie?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "What are you listening to?" And I'm like, "It's an audiobook. It's just a production." So even they got into it for a little while. So this book is focused around the Sandman, who is in charge of the dream realm, I guess you could say. He gets captured. And again, this is all things you can read on the description of the book. He gets captured, and when he's captured, 3 of his magical articles are taken, and he has to track them down. What I found most interesting about the book, and again, this is in the description, is that it does overlap with like DC Comics. Here's this dream god, and he's interacting with Arkham Asylum and the superheroes of the DC Comics, and it's like pretty neat, because it kind of overlaps in that way. Other than that, I mean, it was a production. Once I got into it, though, it was really interesting because I could tell who was talking. I could feel their energy and their personalities, and you just it was like watching a movie, only it was listening to it instead of watching it. But you could picture all these things in your mind because the descriptions were so vivid, and the sounds and the voices, everything went with it and created this nice little image. Literally, you want to talk about a movie in your mind, that was what this was. I won't go into more detail because I can't really go into more detail without spoiling this novel. I can say that it was a very good novel. It is not a novel for children, which I don't think any of Neil Gaiman's books are, because there are some graphic scenes in there. But for the most part, this was a very good book. If you're looking for something that's entertaining, will definitely keep you sitting at the edge of your seat to see what's going to happen next. This is one of those books. So on a scale of 1 to 5, being 5 stars being the best, I'm going to give it a 5 for the writing, a 5 for the audiobook, and the story, a 5 for the story. Overall, this was a very good book. You do need to pay attention because, again, there is a lot going on in this book, but it is worth the money, worth the read. And if you like those kind of books with the productions, then this is a perfect book for you. Like I said, it took me a while to get used to it, but I would gladly listen to another one that was produced in this way just because it really was a different, unique experience. Okay, so that's all I have for you all on my quick little rundown of the Sandman. I hope you all enjoyed my review. So I hope you all enjoyed my spoiler-free review. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, because I'm always open to suggestions on how to get better at this, please comment below and let me know. Message me. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for more great content. All right, see you next time.